Welcome back to the channel, y'all. Listen, whoa. Johnathan Majors. The way how Johnathan Majors shot to superstardom fast and the way how they took him down even faster is amazing. Now, according to the news, two of Johnathan Majors' ex-girlfriends have now spoken out against him in a new interview in which they say that the actor was physically and emotionally abusive towards him. Listen, after he lost the court case recently, out of the woodworks came other women. Now, of course, he's just going to be looking really bad. I had a conversation with somebody yesterday and I said to them, I don't know what Megan Good thinks she can get from being with Johnathan Majors, but if they are ready to crucify him and if they are ready to blacklist him, I hope Megan Good knows that by extension, they will probably do the same to her as well. I don't know if that dick is so good that she can't separate herself from it, but Megan was married recently and she was living a quiet life and a wholesome life with a church man, a godly man, and now she is back out here in the spotlight saving Johnathan Majors, young black brother, rescuing him. But when all the sponsors are pulled and all the endorsements are gone, because they're going to look at Johnathan Majors and say, he's a womanizer and a woman abuser, they're going to look at Megan Good and say she is a woman that should be sympathetic to other women, but she is defending a womanizer and a woman abuser. Whether those accusations against him are true or not, as the work starts to dry up for him, I think that's what's going to happen for Megan Good as well. Now, I looked up their net worth, and their net worth is $5 million apiece. Megan Good has been in the game way longer than Johnathan, and they are younger. He's younger than she is. She's in her 40s. He's in his early 30s. But they're $5 million a piece in net worth, estimated, given. I guess Megan is saying, we got $5 million from you. We could invest that money somewhere. You could work behind the scenes, and I'll go out there and get the major roles and support us as a family, babe. I don't know how they plan to work this out. So Emma Duncan and Maura Hooper, those are both dated the actor in drama school before he shot to fame, playing Marvel roles like Kong the Conqueror in Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. Now, these are women who he dated in drama school before he shot to superstardom. And now they're able to paint a picture of him in his professional life. Now, Mr. Majors, he was set to star in the Avengers, the Kang Dynasty, but he was fired from the Marvel Cinematic Universe after he was found guilty of having abused his ex-girlfriend, Grace Jabari, which is a 31-year-old dancer from the UK. He was convicted of assault in the third degree and harassment. Assault and harassment of a woman. They don't give a damn if it's first, second, third, or 10th degree. As long as they see assault and they see harassment, it's over. Marvel later changed the name of the upcoming film to Avengers 5. Now, Miss Duncan accused Johnathan Majors of choking her, throwing her around and bruising her, while Miss Hooper accused him of emotional abuse. This is according to the New York Times article about the allegations. Additionally, women who had previously worked with Mr. Majors came out to speak out against him, calling some of his behaviors on set very problematic. One woman said that he actually made a derogatory racial remark about her looks. Everybody wants to know, was she black? Or was she white? Was he up there calling some black woman an ugly monkey? Or was she white? Because it looks like he was into white women more than anything else, which is where a lot of black women are feeling a bit salty and have drawn the line with him. They're like, yeah, you wanted a snow bunny, go on over there and enjoy it and enjoy what comes with it. Which I don't really agree with, but that's what they're saying on social media now. Much of their accounts were relayed in partial statements given to the prosecution's office ahead of the trial, but were not entered into evidence due to a ruling that was given by the presiding judge. Now, such statements have been helpful in domestic abuse cases. I was reading up on the whole thing between him and this Jabari person he was with, man. It was one point where he came home and found her unconscious in his apartment. I don't know if it had something to do with her doing an overdose or them going through a volatile moment. And just a bunch of toxic madness was going on in that relationship. She filed claims against him before he counterclaimed. The judge threw out his counterclaim, claiming there was no evidence against it, or there was no evidence that they could use against her. But they upheld hers against him. Both of these new women said that they experienced what's called love bombing in the early days of their relationship with the actor before things took a turn for the worse. In one instance in July of 2016, Miss Duncan said that Johnathan Majors threatened to strangle and kill her. Priya Chaudhry, an attorney for Johnathan Majors, told the outlet a fight had happened, but that Mr. Majors did not threaten to kill or strangle Duncan. At one point in Santa Fe, New Mexico, it says that Johnathan Majors pushed Miss Duncan into the couch and began to choke her. The pre-trial statements read, he continued telling her, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to make sure you can't have children. The fuck? Ms. Chaudhry told the outlet that her client did not make those statements. This is all made up. Additional allegations made by Ms. Duncan includes more instances of abuse, including Johnathan Majors flipping furnitures and destroying her belongings and her family heirlooms. You know, stuff that your mama and grandmother passed down to you? Yeah. Much of the described account mirrors the allegations that Ms. Jabari made against Johnathan Majors in a trial that went by in December. Now, while on the witness stand, she said that Mr. Majors also threw things at her, including candles. In March, Ms. Jabari accused Mr. Majors of slapping her, throwing her into a car, twisting her arm, grabbing her hand, and messing up her finger in the process. That incident was the focus of that trial. Miss Hooper, who dated Mr. Majors after Miss Duncan, said that she became pregnant a couple of months into their relationship and she had an abortion. She said that Johnathan asked her to move the appointment up. Make it quicker. Listen, some of this stuff is just weird. Like, okay, I dated somebody and they got pregnant and we decided to have an abortion. She agreed. And I was telling her move the date up so she could get an abortion faster. It's not a crime to ask for an abortion if you believe in abortion, right? Or if I think most of these ladies, you lay down and you have intercourse with a man who tells you he doesn't want any children from you. And then you tell him you're pregnant. He's like, I told you I don't want any kids with you. And shit, abortion is an option, you know? But when you mix fame and fortune and popularity and all this other stuff with it, it gets to be a deadly concoction, as we can see. In Johnathan Majors' case, though, they're definitely railroading him and sinking him to the bottom of the ocean. And I don't know what else to say. I think by the time he is over this, unwinding from all this, this dude, he's 32 now. He'll probably be like 50-something years old. Or if he is even able to make it back into Hollywood, unless he goes into independent films, which I doubt he'll have the power to put it on a big screen like a Hollywood production now. Both Miss Hooper and Duncan, first of all, what's love bombing? For those who don't know, love bombing is when you first get with somebody and you buy them a lot of gifts and you tell them I love you a lot and you take them to nice places. You just do all the nice stuff and it's one nice thing after the other after the other. It's so much and it's coming so fast. Roses and flowers here and whisk them off to that place and surprise them here and there. That's love bombing. And then once you got them, then you become a monster to them. That's love bombing. You do all the nice stuff to get them where you want them, and then you start abusing them. So both of them have accused, all three women have now accused Johnathan of doing the same thing, and he has the same pattern according to them, right? Both Miss Hooper and Miss Duncan said that they confronted Johnathan with evidence that he was cheating on them. Something that it seems like he does in every relationship. He cheats. Now, he's a young man. He is in Hollywood. He is making it. He is on the big screen. He's doing big films and big things. You could see how it could get to his head, especially for the fact that I'm sure he wasn't born with a silver spoon in his mouth and come from affluence, and riches. So achieving such things at a young age and having all this money and this fame, you could see how it could get out of hand without the proper guidance around. But I'm not saying neither here nor there if he's guilty of the things they're accusing him of now. Both Miss Hooper and Miss Duncan said that they confronted him with evidence that he was cheating on them, something that Miss Jabari also said happened during their relationship, when she said that's what sparked the situation where you saw him running down the street because they were riding in the back of the vehicle, and she looked over at his phone because the phone kept going off. And she recognized one message that said, I would rather be kissing, or I wish I was kissing you right now. And she felt some type of way about it being his exclusive woman, or what she thought she was. A lot of people are saying the person who he was cheating on her with is actually Megan Good. That was texting saying, I wish I was kissing you right now. And as you can see, the relationship ended with Jabari, and he ended up with Megan Good, right? Like shortly after. Now, when Miss Hooper said she asked Mr. Majors about the evidence, he threatened to kill himself because he's that kind of person. This is weird. Maybe there's a side of Johnathan that we don't see and we are trying to not believe actually exist. Yeah. He said he was going to kill himself. Miss Jabari and Miss Duncan both said that Mr. Majors also threatened suicide during their relationship. So all three women are saying the same thing and are telling from three different angles. Got pregnant during the relationship, had an abortion. Got beat up physically, got threatened, I'm going to kill you, I'll make sure you can't have children. When they caught him cheating and got proof and confronted him with the proof, he threatened to kill himself. Don't leave me. Miss Jabari and Miss Duncan both said that Mr. Majors also threatened suicide during their relationship, which means he has done it in all the three of the relationships. Threatened to kill himself when he was caught cheating. Mr. Majors still has not been sentenced for his charges relating to Miss Jabari's case. And this next sentencing, the actor's attorneys are working to keep the statements of both Miss Hooper and Miss Duncan permanently sealed. The Independent, now the next, he was supposed to be sentenced, and he's looking at up to a year in jail, right? And he still has not been sentenced for those charges relating to the Miss Jabari case, and his next sentencing hearing date is scheduled for April 8th. So we'll see. Are they going to take this brother and ruin him by giving him a year in prison or jail, or are they going to send him to get some mental health evaluation and some behavioral counseling and, you know, some community service, stuff like that. I don't know what's going on with Johnathan, but what I do know is this looks weird. Is he not conforming the way they want him to? Is he disobeying and they're trying to humble him to their will? Or does he really have issues that disrupted his meteoric rise to fame? Leave your comments in the comment section below. Tell me what you think about this one. And also, do you think that if he was messing with black women instead of white women, that this might not be happening to him? Or do you think it doesn't matter the color of the woman, it still would have been happening anyways? I'll catch y'all on the next video. I'm out. Peace.